Hey guys, today we're going to be making some snowball cookies in a power air fry oven, so stay tuned.
We appreciate you watching this video. If you want to show support to this channel, be sure to click the subscribe button. And to stay up to date on new content, when we release it, ring the notification bell. You can also visit us on our website or look for us on social networks. Now let's get into the video.
Okay, the ingredients we're going to need for this recipe, we're going to use 2 cups of all-purpose flour plus 2 tablespoons, 1/3 cup packed powdered sugar, 1 cup of pecans chopped. I've also added 1/8 teaspoon of salt I've already added to the flour mixture. I'm going to add 1/4 cup of shredded coconut. We're also going to need 2 sticks of butter, unsalted, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon roll liqueur. Okay, so the first step we're going to take, we got the flour and the salt already. I've already put this all together. Give that a little mix here. Then we're going to take the softened butter and we're just going to dump it in there. I'm going to be mixing all this by hand, so I'm not going to use a mixer. You really don't need it. This is a pretty easy recipe to work with. Okay, so that. Then we're going to dump our chopped pecans in here. Dump that in there. We're going to take our powdered sugar, put that in there too. Okay, it's like I said, it's a pretty easy recipe. We just add everything in. Okay, that was the coconut, the extract. I'm going to put that in there. It's 1 teaspoon of that. And also I'm using this cinnamon roll. It's from Cinnabon flavor. It's got a nice cinnamon flavor. It tastes real good. Liqueur. You can leave it out if you don't like the liqueur, if it's for kids. Then we're just going to get in here. Mix it all up by hand until it's kind of a lumpy consistency, and I'll show you as we go along here. So I'm just going to mix that in, and you want to kind of work it, not too much, but you want to make sure everything is incorporated. Okay, so you can see the consistency of this. It's pretty loose, but if you push it together, it'll stay. And that's kind of what you want. You want to make sure that it'll stay into a ball. We're going to be scooping it up into small, maybe 1-inch balls, and putting it on some parchment paper on a baking tray, or for this purpose, for the air fryer oven, we're going to be using the rack. There's no real need to spray the rack. There's enough butter in here to keep them pretty loose on the rack, but then I'll show you how to get them off the rack without breaking them. So we're going to get that started, and then I'll come back when we're making them. All right, now I'm going to use this little scoop here. It's probably 1 tablespoon, maybe it might be a little bit more, but it's about 1 tablespoon is the size. You want to scoop up as much as you can on here, and what I do is I usually get it, press it in, break off the edges, and comes right out. And then all you want to do is really smooth it out with your hands, just to make it nice and round. They don't have to be perfect. If they're a little ugly, that's okay. They taste better anyway with the sugar on it. And then just place them all on here. So let's make a few more. So again, press it in, wipe off the sides, and just take it and just give it a nice roll. So you want to be gentle with them. They're still, very, very delicate. So press it in like that. Clean off the sides. Pop it out. So they all come out the same size. So basically, you want to make sure that you have them in the same size. So they all cook evenly. They all cook at the same time. If you have some that are larger, some that are smaller, they'll cook at different times, and you'll run into problems trying to get them all cooked at the same time. There you go. Okay, and as you can see, real simple process. Doesn't take much at all. So, and this batch will probably get you, I mean, depending on the size and how light they get packed, it gets you anywhere between maybe 22 to 28. Again, depending on the size. I've gotten 25 on the average. So, make one more for you here. Again, pack it in. Comes right out. Now you can just, take the scoop and just pop them on. I just like to smooth them out. It gives them a little bit nicer texture, and also it keeps them from breaking apart when you cook them. So take that one there. So that's about half a dozen or so. I'm going to finish making these, put them in on the rack, and get them in the power air fry oven. So I got 12 cookies per rack. So that's 24 cookies total in this batch. So we're going to close it up. Start that up. Say 350. You can use the cake or just set it here, 350. And we're going to set this for 15 minutes. 15 minutes, hit the start, and I'll see you when they come out. Okay, this batch here came out in the power air fry oven. As you can see, the tops are more toasted. These here were in for 25 minutes in the conventional oven. They are done. They just brown more on the bottom than the top, but they are pretty firm. So we're going to start getting the sugar on them. So as you can see the difference here from your power air fry oven for 15 minutes to your conventional oven for 25 minutes at 350. Okay, one of the things you'll find, especially running it on these racks, is they tend to stick to the rack, and if you pull on these cookies from the top, you'll break the bottoms. So what I do, a nice tip here for you, is just push from the bottom, just rub the bottom so the cookie comes out nice and clean, and you can see the bottom. So if I try to pull it up, it'll break. Just rub that bottom like this, and it comes off pretty clean. And we're going to start coating these with the powdered sugar as they're still a little warm. You don't want them to be hot, but and the warmer they are, the better. So you can see, you just give it a little rub, just to kind of break off the sticky part, and it loosens the cookie right up so it doesn't break on you. And I did have to rotate these racks. I had to rotate these about 8 minutes through. Total time was 15 minutes, about 8 minutes through. I took the bottom rack, rotated to the top, and vice versa with the top one, just so they cooked evenly. Okay, now these have been sitting here on the cookie rack for about 10 minutes. They've been cooling. They're still pretty warm, but not hot. You can still handle them. They're still very delicate, so they may break on you if you're not careful. We want to put them into the powdered sugar. I've used a half a bag, and I've got a bunch of powdered sugar here because it will take quite a bit. We're going to do 2 coats. 1 coat here, then let them cool completely and do a second coat so it gives it a nice covering. I've got some already here with the first coat. So I'm going to show you what I did. I'm going to put in a big bowl here, put in about 5 or 6 of them. Get them in there. You don't want to overcrowd them. And what you want to do is you just want to roll. You just want to roll them around. I use a spoon. You can use your hands. I just find with a spoon it keeps things a little cleaner on your hands. And they're easy to go through and handle. So you just want to give them a nice coat. Okay. And I give them a little tap, and lay them down. Take the next one, lay it down. And again, keep in mind these are still warm, so they're going to absorb. That sugar is going to create a nice coating on top of them. It's going to stick to it, give it a nice base for the second coat. So it's they come out nice and fluffy like a snowball. So that's the next one. And next one. And that's 6 of them. So now I'm going to complete the first batch here. Then I'm going to second coat the other batch, and I'll show you what they look like, and we'll cut one open and get to eat a nice holiday cookie. So I'll see you on that side. Okay, we're ready for the second coat on these. So we're just going to put them in. Just do a nice coating on it. This is the finished coat. So what you want to get a nice coat on it. You can see the difference here. Fully complete and only one coat. You can see the sugar actually melted into the cookie a little bit, and that's going to help keep it together and give it good flavor. I'm going to finish doing the rest of these, pack them up, and probably eat a few. And I'll see you when I come back. So here you have it, complete snowball cookies in the power air fryer oven. They came out perfectly. There's some instructions in the descriptions on how to do it in the conventional oven, and I hope you enjoy the recipe, and I'll see you in the next video.